From the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network at Troy, Alabama's International University, this is Troy TrojanVision News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision News for September 22nd, 2016. I'm Jordan Elston.
And I'm Sarah Singletary. Thank you for joining us this evening. Today, Troy University's Hall School of Journalism and Communication taught lessons to younger groups of students as middle and high schoolers from across the state were on campus for the annual J-Day. Samantha Charles has the details.
Over 560 middle and high school students from around the state of Alabama attended this year's Journalism Day, making it the largest J-Day ever put on by Troy University's Hall School of Journalism and Communication.
J-Day is a journalism high school workshop. We invite students from all over the state of Alabama to come and play journalism with us for a day. This year, in particular, we have the largest J-Day ever here at Troy today.
Students in attendance went to various workshops with topics ranging from
media law, be it news writing, be it putting together a television news story, anchoring, radio, public affairs, public relations. Every aspect of journalism that you can think of, we've got it here today for them.
Besides attending workshops, some of the aspiring journalists got the chance to take a seat behind the anchor desk, read off of a teleprompter, and see what it would be like to be a professional news anchor.
I had the opportunity of being able to get on camera and be one of the sports newscasters, basically read the teleprompter, be able to practice and actually see what real news anchors do.
And as for why some students keep coming back,
it's a really good school, and I want to get a lot more experience, sports broadcasting, sports reporting, because it's been my dream since I was a kid.
I felt that it would give me an opportunity to be able to do or have hands-on experience with what I would personally like to do when I get older. Hopefully become a news anchor on TV.
Samantha Charles, Troy TrojanVision News.
J-Day is an annual event held by the Hall School of Journalism and Communication, and some of the crew here on TrojanVision are past participants.
Abusive relationships are not necessarily a topic brought up during lunch conversation. However, that was the case yesterday afternoon as students discussed the topic at the bi-weekly Talk of Troy. Conley Gilmore has the story.
The Talk of Troy, led by Troy Voice of Justice Group, was held on Wednesday, where students were involved in a discussion about dating violence and unhealthy relationships.
We had Talk of Troy, so that's our discussion series that's sponsored by my office, the Office of Civic Engagement, and it was led by Troy Voice of Justice around domestic abuse and violence and strategies to address or prevent that.
The students involved in the discussion were very knowledgeable about unhealthy relationships, but some studies show that others may not be.
Really surprised that so many people in the room knew what an unhealthy relationship looked like, because the statistic is that 57% of college students report that it's hard to identify what is considered an unhealthy relationship.
And many students on campuses around the country experience dating violence in college.
So 1 in 3 women are going to be victims of relationship violence at some point in college, and 1 in 4 men. And so, it's fairly prevalent, and I think it's a responsibility for all of us to have that conversation and to make it something that we're aware of and hopefully can act to prevent.
Students who believe they may be in an unhealthy relationship are encouraged to reach out to friends and visit some of the resources offered on campus.
The Student Counseling Center here on campus that you can go to, and they have the SAVE project, which is focused on sexual assault victims.
Conley Gilmore, Troy TrojanVision News.
The next Talk of Troy will be on October 5th, and it is open to all students. Free pizza will be served.
Next week, all Troy University students will get a chance to meet potential employers at the Fall Career Fair. However, today, Troy University's College of Education offered a major specific career fair to its outgoing seniors. Educators of the past, present, and future gathered on Thursday in Hawkins Hall for the Education Fair. Students met with representatives from over 20 school districts to discuss potential job opportunities and to get some interview experience.
When you're in the real world, we haven't had practice like that before. So I think it's it's really awesome that Troy's letting us do this. Even if we don't get like a job from this, it's just more practice for the future after we graduate.
Alabama, Georgia, and Florida school districts were represented at Thursday's fair. And one Alabama employer says the Troy students she has met are job ready.
Oh, they come in prepared, well trained, knowing what we like to do. Instructional strategies is very big with the Pike County school systems. So they come in with background knowledge. They come in with knowing different strategies and implementing those strategies. So we're very pleased with the quality of the level of preparedness that the students at Troy are being prepared with.
And one student credits that level of preparedness to her instructors.
They've prepared us more than anything, just to even be able to talk to them. We feel confident, resume skills, they taught us all of this. So really today is just all about getting your name out there and feeling comfortable in your own shoes and whatnot.
The College of Education will host another education fair in the spring. And recently, Troy's National Association of Black Journalists made a donation to the Boys and Girls Club of Pike County to pay for flag football uniforms.
Well, yesterday, the NABJ got to see their donation put to use as the club played their first game in the new uniforms. Jalen Bivens has the details.
Wednesday evening, the Boys and Girls Club of Pike and surrounding counties held its first flag football game of the season. They hosted the Boys and Girls Club of Ozark, and although they didn't have their new uniforms, they still had tons of energy.
Oh yeah, the kids were really excited about it, and also because of sponsorship and donations, we've just placed an order for the football team to have jerseys, so they're going to be able to wear jerseys within the next couple of weeks.
Buchanan says that these games are helping keep the kids out of trouble, and head coach Quentin Blocker goes on to say it's helping them with teamwork.
Our teamwork, our team chemistry, of course everybody likes to win at the end of the day. Nobody likes to lose, and one of the biggest problems is everybody wants to be the star, so everybody wants that shine, which is natural, but we just got to teach the players that sometimes you have to play your role, and just be a team player, don't be selfish, and if everybody can get clicking on all cylinders, we can come out on top.
The flag football team is helping teach the children of all ages the fundamentals of football and the importance of playing on a team.
We are teaching the fundamentals of football to both boys and girls from age 9 through 14. We're also teaching good sportsmanship and keeping a good attitude while playing, whether we win or lose.
Coach Blocker would also go on to say that their main priority is school first and then football.
Our main focus is academics at the end of the day, and once school let out, we only have a few hours here. And like I said, academics come first, so we're going to take care of that first always. And football practice comes second. So, you have kids leaving, sometimes getting picked up, but it's just a part of it. But we're going to continue to work, going to continue to practice hard, and keep our grades up. That comes first, like I said, and we're going to look forward to having the rest of the season go as we plan.
The Pike County Boys and Girls Club would fall short of victory, but they're already looking forward to their next game on Saturday against Dokton. Jalen Bivens, Troy, TrojanVision News.
NABJ made the $300 donation for the uniforms on September 7th.
Now, the latest in Trojan sports on TrojanVision News.
Good evening, Trojan fans, and welcome into the world of Trojan sports. I'm Jamal Kennedy. If you've checked your calendars, you'd notice that today is the first day of fall in the autumn season, but the Trojan football team is hoping to continue some summer sizzling football play as head coach Neil Brown briefs the upcoming matchup.
It's my expectation that we'll have a really good crowd here at Veterans Stadium on Saturday night for a 6 p.m. kickoff.
That's right, Trojan fans. It's time for the men of Troy to return home after 2 weeks of playing on the road. But you can never overlook your upcoming opponent.
I don't think I've ever been involved in a football game that the score was further from what happened on the field as far as actual play than last year. We win the game going away, but we didn't play. They dropped probably 4 touchdowns.
Coach Neil Brown has tremendous respect for the play caller on the New Mexico State sideline and realizes the defense will have their hands full.
Offensively, Doug Martin, their head coach, calls their plays, and I think he does a great job mixing up runs, passes, gives different looks each week. But our defense, they've got a challenge in front of them, and we've got to be more consistent. We've got to get better against the pass game. But Tyler Rogers, their quarterback, is going to challenge us.
But just as New Mexico State has an offense to be respected, Troy has a player of their own that Coach Brown will run his offense through.
I think that Jordan Chun's been our best player on offense without any question. I don't even know if there's a conversation about that. So we're going to rely heavily on him. We're starting to figure out who we are as an offensive unit, and he's going to lead the way.
Coach Brown says don't let the performance of New Mexico State's defense last week fool you, as they are attacking more and giving up fewer points this season.
Last week's a little bit deceiving because of special teams and some turnovers gave them some short fields, but an improved unit. Special teams, their specialists are playing real well. Their kicker has 12 touchbacks, and their punter's done a nice job flipping the field position.
The Trojans return home for the Extra Yard for Teachers Week game as Neil Brown and his team look to put some smiles on the faces of teachers in the stands as they take on New Mexico State in Veterans Memorial Stadium at 6 p.m. Saturday. He's looking for players on his soccer team to step up and rise to the challenge. The Trojans will play only one game this weekend, and the preparation is totally on them.
It's all about how they're going to prepare themselves. So, sometimes being at home isn't necessarily the greatest thing. You have a football game on Saturday that starts at 6, and Friday night we're at home with no game. So it's just a matter of the team kind of taking ownership and preparing themselves on Friday and Saturday to play on that game on Sunday.
The Trojans will meet the Raging Cajuns of Louisiana Lafayette at the Troy Soccer Complex on Sunday at 1 p.m. The Troy volleyball team, however, will enjoy 2 home matches this upcoming weekend against a pair of Texas teams to open conference play. The Trojans have struggled up to this point, but we are breaking into a new autumn season, and maybe some of those poor inconsistencies following head coach Sonny Kirkpatrick's team can fall behind them.
The thing that this weekend brings for everybody that's starting conference play is hope. You could be 0-15 going into conference play, and you could be undefeated in conference. So it all depends on who you've been playing and trying to hit that peak time. I think we're pretty close to where we want to get. I think we're very competitive with some really good teams, and hopefully we'll get a chance to see that competitive spirit come through here at home.
Tomorrow night, I will have a closer preview of the volleyball team's matchup with Texas State.